Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. I thought that I would just do a recording, but I feel like I want to be comfortable in addressing this particular breaking news that I just learned about, but everything's connected, so it all fits in with everything else. I happen just by chance to have done a video that I knew a lot of us, we weren't going to watch that crap. It's not that my video is crap, it's just that it was about Klaus Schwab being accused of creating a sexualized work environment and of making undesirable advances towards not just one staff member, female staff member, but many. Now, the way these guys are, I knew immediately that it wasn't just going to be females that were more than likely intimidated by Klaus Schwab. He way up there. He ain't at the tippy top, but he way up there. Let me share one of the images that I have because that'll be a little bit more dynamic than just me. Let's see now. Is that what the? Oh, did I do that the wrong way? Yes, I did. Oh well, I got the writing on it, and I know I'm not sharing my screen yet, but it'll be haphazard. Like I just I feel like, yo, pull up a chair. Peace, Sister Shelly Cason. How you doing, Queen? Greetings to you too. Just pull up a chair, relax, enjoy yourself. Okay, we're going to just chop it up because this is a time where we need to, each of us, as best we can, stay in touch with those who are sane because they're trying to force us, literally, and I'm going to prove that. With into going along with their satanic agenda. And so let me, oh, I like that one right there. And let's see. Oh, right. Okay. And share screen. There we go. And oh, wow. All right. Yep, that's the one I want. Okay. Skip over that and go and get the meme that I did, which I wish it didn't have the writing, but that's the thing. I'm just me, and I do the best that I can with what I have, and that's not so bad because it's about the data. And so with Klaus being brought up on, I don't know if anybody's actually brought charges against him, but there are accusations that he created a sexualized hazardous work environment for his female staff members. And with an entity such as him, he feels, I mean, I'm just looking at this outfit. The outfit is real. Me putting him in front of the, I forget what they call them because I haven't watched Star Wars in so long. It got to be like, as soon as Luke's main problem was that his mother had left him, or Darth Vader's mother, somebody's mother left him, I was out. I was like, okay, forget about it. Okay. When he showed up wearing this outfit in public, I mean, the dude has said so much. You will easy bugs. Like, we're supposed to just acclimate ourselves to that. And they have whole vast enterprises dedicated to creating worm. And let's see, I got to get that. That's like, oh, that's good. Let's see now. Right there. And now let's do the, there it is right there. And come on now. Okay. Trying to get out of this joint here. I had it for a second then. Now, okay. Let's see if I hit escape. Okay, that's better. Oh, I can do that. That's right. That'll do. Um, Peace, beloved brother Ryan James, Power Ranger loungewear. Yeah, right. Comical, but he's like up there, and he walking around wearing that. So let's see now. I don't know if I have that in that area there. So I had also just read an article about how Bill Gates it just either bought a company where they're going to make milk from worms, artificial milk. He did not. Oh, they're saying he did not launch insect milk product. All right, you just got to go with what they say, but at the same time, I don't trust these dudes, these devils. I know that maybe he don't want to put his name directly on it because he's already been attacked voraciously and wonderfully. Thank you so much, including for that statement he made in terms of Africa and the injectable into your bloodstream thingy that I can't say because they are doing serious revisionist history these days. So you can't say simple English. Like these are the guys with the Constitution, with the Bill of Rights, and they're full of crap, right? Where they're supposed to be so, so much more intelligent than the rest of us. At least that's what the swirlers and bedbugs swear, because it makes no damn sense to want to get with such a despicable people. And we're supposed to be the worst people on the planet. That's the excuse that these cowardly swirlers and bedbugs use, including throwing sexy red up as a sign that the black culture is falling apart. No, they just ignore real, authentic black culture, and they do exactly what the pink people tell them to do. They do exactly what they tell them to believe. Okay? So with these guys, I don't trust anything. But this was just, they got whole companies out here. And they're not saying that this isn't real, but where I saw a video where they were feeding this milk that they had made. Let's see if I can find images. Okay, let me just take that out and put in maggot milk. Okay. Well, it's a real thing. It's a real thing with the whole eats the bugs. And I had showcased one of their story characters, and I love the way that Tom Waits played that character in Dracula. Let's see now, as Renfield. He did such an excellent job. But this is the mindset of any entity that would find little things that crawl in the dark, grovel and fester. The more filth and contamination is in an area, you aren't going to find cute little fluffy bunny rabbits, even though for them that has its own Zoroaster meaning. You aren't going to find things that you want to pet and that are, adorable in dank, disgusting, fetid corners. And so to even put before humanity the idea of eating bugs, and then to say, oh, it's because there's not enough, food to feed all of you people. There's not enough cows and horses, and in France. But there's not enough animals, and they produce too much methane. Excuse me. They produce too much methane gas in their waste products. That's a bunch of BS, right? First off, So your alternative is to give us bugs? Or what about just saying, look, people, really, can you maybe not eat meat quite as much as you do? I think that the world is far more cooperative, because when I see recycling day, my block up and down, and it's, I'm just like black neighborhooded up. It's filled with people who literally in their homes will collect all the recyclables, and they do the best that they can with the time that they have, but they will take that time. I know for me, I rinse the jars out. I think it's a wonderful thing to, reuse products, because I'm always contemplating when I get another thing home. I'm like, God dang, look at all it, and I'm just one person. Look at all this waste. I don't want to go into the landfills as much as possible. Humanity is human. We have compassion. We only have one planet. And when you can explain it that way, we're quite cooperative. It becomes part of our culture. God dang, they got almost a whole world celebrating a satanic holiday, Christmas. And most of them don't even know that. And so people will do things and it'll just become part of their culture. Well, they're hoping you, being a depraved, despicable suck up to Dracula, will now become part of our culture. And so that's why I'm like, it's our fault. It's our fault for them. What? I'm being facetious with that title. But hold on a second. But because we refuse to cooperate, they have an arrogant concept of who we, Black people, I mean specifically, they have a arrogant concept of who we are. They truly, literally think we're not human, we're not intelligent, we're, given to debauchery, when they're the ones who defamed us with the stereotype that we're debaucherous. Before they took over the music industry, publicly, it's documented that most people thought of Black people as a very upright, trustworthy, upstanding people. But that wasn't going to be good enough if they were going to kill us, which reminds me of Gunter Myrdal. Excuse me, I have phlegm in my chest. But Gunter Myrdal, let's find Gunter. Keep you over there. Gunter Myrdal. Let's see. Who was a Swedish economist who was hired by the United States government to determine what to do with, obviously, the Negro problem and modern democracy. And the conclusion was, white people would prefer if we don't exist. It's just that they don't want to feel too guilty about it. And so this informed them that first they had to defame our character, even though when you look outside of our beautiful Black community at other nations all over the planet, they're despicable. See, the measure is not that we have to be perfect. Every Black person has to follow the law. Every Black person has to be brilliant and absolutely respectful and, never harm a fly, because otherwise we all deserve to be oppressed. While white people and Asian people and Latino people and all the other people on the planet can do whatever the hell they goddamn want to. And that's just, that's righteous, right? Okay? So they gave us this whole this shame about ourselves. And because like any unique people, we pay attention to what's going on with ourselves, just like a little baby. Baby, once they get old enough and say, oh, that's me, you could bring some baby friends over. They ain't going to be daggone interested. They want to, what's up with me? Children want to know what's up with me. Well, demographics also want to know what's up with us. So we don't pay attention. Whereas oh my God, it's relentless. Let's see now. Let me go on over to the history. I don't know how long it'll last. I go with these things when I go with these things. But as I've said, I've been studying what's going on in China, which actually fits very well in with what I'm saying or what I'm sharing, because Klaus Schwab, let's see now, where are you, Klaus? There he is, right there. Klaus Schwab was at a World Economic Forum meeting for 2024, and it was in China. That's like, why would you even want to hold a session in that nation as viciously as the CCP is treating its people? And when I see how badly they're treating their people, I sit back, I say, that ain't no accident. That's a plan, because it's so ridiculous. It's easier for them to accomplish massive oppression in China because they have literally schooled their people to be hedonistic materialists who don't believe in any higher power whatsoever. And so they have no morality at all. Corruption in China is off the scale. Okay? So as I'm looking at all these damn things, I'm like, are you serious? And black people swear we're the worst people on the planet? That literally is not documentably possible. It's not true. I had this one person, it was on Dr. Shee's share about Baba Steve Coakley. I love that shit he did. And it was I guess it was a little white girl. I was almost going to title this, I Hurt a Little White Girl's Feelings. Or he did. But I would be next. Who left a comment, but black people commit 90% of all the world's crimes. And I'm like, that is some serious Renfield lunacy, where you are not capable of thinking anymore. And that's the way they've dragged us to a certain portion, the whole freaking world. Because these people could kill half the damn planet and nobody would pay attention. Nobody would notice. It'd just be another world war. Or it'd just be, oh, well, you know, that injectable thing in the blood that you can't even talk about anymore. Okay? We're dealing with a viciousness that is so beguiling. I'm into the science of things, and it's got me concluding demonic possession is real. Because one of the wonderful things about listening to Baba Steve Coakley and others when they speak some truth and some sanity is just the soothing, just incontrovertible solidity of the facts, of the truth. I'm not up here to promote violence of any sort. I even would say, I don't hate white people. If there are good white people out there, whoa, hallelujah. Whoa, I haven't met any yet. And when I mean good for black you and me. Good for black you and me is good for the whole freaking planet, because we would never, ever, ever destroy it. Like collectively as a system, they're destroying it. But God forbid, they would never, ever feel comfortable with our sovereignty, our independence. so that we would be the monitors. I'm not saying we would be in charge, but I'm just saying, look at me here. I ain't got no money, okay? But I'm sure gonna tell you about that daggone man-made radiation, right? Which is their favorite genocidal weapon. That's why you never hear about it. You never hear about it, okay? It took beautiful Black you inspiring me all my life. I didn't even know it. But there's something about you. It's your daggone fault that made me choose doing the right thing, doing the difficult thing, over just doing the lazy thing, over just being like Renfield and sitting back and saying, oh, maybe somehow, if I just ignore what's going on. Where are you, Klaus? Where are you, Klaus? Come back, Klaus. There you go. Some way. You know, they've got Black me to shut up and not say anything. Because what's the sense? What's the sense? I'm not popular on social media platforms. They always shadow banning my voice. Almost nobody buys a soap, though. Two sisters, I thank you so much. Sister L and there was another sister. I always just like to use the initials because I assume for some reason what I'm sharing must be that daggone wild that I don't mention your names, okay, because I don't want to get you in trouble, right? So thank you for that. And so all of these different, hurdles or whatever, that hasn't gotten me to shut up. But at the same time, what does it mean? Does it mean that I don't want peace and harmony for the planet? Of course I do. I don't, how can I say? I am like just a giant beating heart. If I see anybody hurt, if I see little critters hurt, that heart is just jumping out and it's going to try to figure out a way to stop it. Okay? So that's not what they want. And that's why I love all our ancestors and those Black fighters who never stop. Because they let you, it's just not sane. It's not sane to destroy the only planet you have. And if you've never heard my warning, go to It's the Radiation playlist. Find out how I'm very sane. I'm not making anything up. You could even go to some of the white anti-nukers. I'm not mad at you for learning from them. If there's something for some, oh, she bothers me. And if I bother you, that's because I make it uncomfortable for you to not do anything. To warn all our people so we could be the fault of these guys losing. Okay? So you could go to Kevin Blanche. You could go to Rad Chick. You could go to, even Dana Durnford. He's got lots and lots and lots of data. You could go to those places. Let me get my book list. That's the place you really should be checking out. Will that do the same thing again? Yes, it will. So let's try that. There we go. That works. Let's see now. Yeah, I could do that. And then I could go like that. There we go. Okay, book rescue, book list. Oh, there it is right there. Sorry about that, family. Okay. You could go and get some of these books, okay? Right here, I'll go over the ones that I highly recommend, which will be the ones I read, of course. Behind the Fog. whoa. It lets you know that the whole microplastic thing they're throwing out in the media, that is, they did it with the spraying of Pruitt Igoe housing complex. Black people, black children being sprayed with radioactive, did you believe it was cadmium? I'm not sure if it was cadmium. It was one of those C things. But they would just spray it. They put it on the rooftops everywhere. And then they just did data. It was called penetration studies. They also called the people, any people that they tested with this stuff without letting anybody know, human products. That's what they called us. And they tested everywhere. They even tested in police stations. Didn't tell them. That's what I'm saying, you white people, if you happen to be watching, you dumb if you think your rescue is even with your own people. It's not. I've been noticing since I've been putting out there how the CMOS is targeted at Black us. Dear Sister Queen, Zizza the artist showed me they're now pushing it to the white people too. Okay? And so these penetration studies, what I conclude from having studied the trajectory of radiation and how Oppenheimer recommended exploding the atomic bombs, the nuclear bombs, higher and higher in order so the radiation can be absorbed more deleteriously, is that they know it's the radiation that's the killer product they want to deliver. It's not some daggone microplastics. And so they would change the language so that when local officials or community leaders would ask questions, well, what the hell you got them things up on top of the building for? They would be able to say, well, oh no, it's this other stuff. And then they have a word for it that didn't mention the radiation in it. And so I theorized with the penetration studies, they found out that we can't kill too many people if they're stuck inside buildings. That's what they tell you. Even the FDA or one of them friggin' killer American government programs put out a video. What if there was a nuclear bomb detonation? They said, get inside. Stay inside, stay indoors. When they built the bunkers and there were bomb shelters, people were building bomb shelters like they were just adding an extension to the house. They were deep down inside because then the radioactive particles, they're literally three-dimensional particles, not a myth, would have a lesser chance of encountering your organic matter. Of course, if you're eating the stuff like they're letting through the entire American food stream, right? This is the stuff I'm sharing while they got a bunch of stupid crap getting 15 million views. Right? That's let's go. It's going to take me a little bit of difficulty to get to you, Renfield, but we got to see Renfield again. This is what they have us thinking at. This level. Yes, Martha. What do you want? I'll do anything for you. Is this human? No, they know it's not human, and that's why they want to make us this way. Because then they can feel arrogantly superior over all of us. Okay? It's just, it's massive loads of ridiculous. So let me go back to the book list. All right. And just scroll right on through. So behind the fog, that was my point. How the U.S. Cold War radiological weapons program exposed innocent Americans by Lisa Martino Taylor. Salute to you, Lisa Martino Taylor. I ain't mad at anybody who's going to share truth that could save our planet. Right? They want you to think that, oh no, that radical sister, she's some crazy racist or something like that. Racism is when you develop a system to wipe people off the face of the earth. That's not what I'm here doing. Okay? And so Chernobyl, History of a Tragedy, I haven't read that one. I'm not saying any of the ones I haven't read aren't amazing, right? Command and Control, Nuclear Weapons, the Damascus Accident, and The Illusion of Safety by Eric Schlosser. Haven't read that one yet. I look forward to reading all these dudes, but they lied to all of us throughout our existence so completely that I didn't find out about this stuff until late. Right? Cult of the Atom, The Secret Papers of the Atomic Energy by Daniel Ford, Day of Trinity by Lansing Lamont. This one I read. Deadly Deceit, Low-Level Radiation, High-Level Cover-Up. When people write whole freaking books with the data in it, they're not theorizing, they're documenting. Okay? Let's see, it might be the other direction. Yeah. Oh, and you could go, you can support I know you ain't going to no other Black platform and finding this stuff out. I know you ain't finding out about the CMOS, the radioactive rice being shipped from Japan only to Black nations. They added a couple brown ones, probably because I keep saying something. Right? You ain't find out about how you eat particle radiation and you might as well have swallowed your cell phone and all your neighbors and a couple x-ray machines just for that day's meals. It puts out so much energy. One atom is the equivalent of turning on an x-ray machine inside your body and leaving it on all day long. All day long. And not getting rid of it. Okay, not to mention that would be like visually a very difficult thing to do, to poop out an x-ray machine. But I'm just saying, ain't nobody talking about this. It's not like I didn't literally go around and beg other platforms to say a word. This is why it's gotten so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So support your sister. Go to 25,000yearscycle.org, or one word, the numbers, 25,000, there's no comma. 25,000yearscycle.org. Okay? All right. All lowercase. So there we go. Deadly Radiation Hazards USA Database Visual Information Project. They know about all this stuff. They list all the places that are radiological death zones. Downwind. There was just recently a documentary of that. I never trust anything that gets on a large platform, and I saw the issues with it, but they were going over the downwinders. And that's just, I mean, it, like I said, big giant heart. I don't like to see anybody hurt. And so they did all the nuclear test bombs in this one specific region. Fill with white people. Fill with white people. Whole families succumbing to cancer. Matter of fact, Kevin Blanche, he's got leukemia. He got over leukemia. I don't recommend the way that he did to treat it. You can, because one of the isotopes that causes leukemia is strontium. And you have to get my book because that information isn't on the tip of my tongue. There's a particular product that just chelates radiation out of your very bones, because that's what leukemia is cancer of the bones. And so his father was a downwinder, and so was he. And so, yeah, he suffered through that for many years. And Fukushima 311 is the enduring aftermath of the Fukushima disaster, killing off the earth. Oh, goddamn, yes. That's easy, okay? GI guinea pigs, how the Pentagon exposed our troops to dangers more deadly than war. Agent Orange and atomic radiation. I haven't read that one either, okay? I'll let you know when I have read one. Hiroshima Notes by Kenza Buru Oye. In typical Port Chicago, now this one I read. This was very important, even though it was written by Elo J. Gallegos. I got nothing against him, but he ain't our people. And so he went over the majority of the book was about him, and I think you would call them the mestizos people. I got nothing against them. I'm just saying that the whole book, I had to get all the way to the very end when he covered the data that shows the first atomic bomb test was conducted on black sailors at Port Chicago on the West Coast. Okay? They blew them to smithereens. And looking at the photos, that is a classic nuclear foot stamp. That's not a regular explosion at all. And come on now. they would have no problem with that. Why wouldn't they want to take? Because that was before they dropped little boy and fat man over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because they wanted to see, does it really kill people? Yes, it does. Okay. So, Invisible Enemies of Atomic Veterans and How They Were Betrayed by John Bankston. And Lethal Radiation Effects of X-rays. This is a study here. Deuterons and alpha particles on the bacterium Escherichia coli. Radiation increases the viralness of predatory bacteria and contagions. Thus, you see a lot of people coming down with sepsis right now. Going, taking a swim in the water, just even putting their toe in, and the next thing you know, they dead. Right? There's not a body of water on this planet that has not been contaminated. Radiation does so much that it almost seems magical. And that, I think, is part of that demonic beguilement where you hear me, but you don't hear me. Okay, I'm not saying you. If you're listening and you've already oh man, some of you are just absolute soldiers. You're amazing. And I don't want to start naming names, because then I'm going to have to name all of you, because so many of you, you've done the research. You get this. That's a beautiful thing. That's mighty. You are my rock. Okay? That's the truth. So, Manual for Survival and Environmental History of the Chernobyl Disasters. I haven't read this one, but Kate Brown, she pretty daggone good. She wrote about the Radium Girls, and she did a damn good job with that. So I'm looking forward to that one. Multiple Exposures, Chronicles of the Radiation Age by Catherine Caulfield. This one I read. I'm in the middle of reading. No Immediate Danger, Prognosis for a Radioactive Earth by Rosalie Bertell. Then Nagasaki, 1945, written by a Procyon Loter. I read this one. And Procyon Loters come in every race. And the Asians, more than anything, oh my God, had their balls been handed to them. Generationally, they have not gotten over them white people. No, not at all. But it was interesting, from I could credit this book for helping inform me write my current novel in a more nail-biting, realistic fashion, because it's an apocalyptic novel. It's about a nuclear bomb drop, and I'm telling you stuff ain't nobody else ever going to tell you without putting in too much details. It's about the horror, the drama, the fear, and the black love. I love that black love. Okay, No Place to Hide, 1946 to 1984 by David Bradley. Plutopia, Nuclear Families, Atomic Cities, and the Great Soviet and American Plutonium Disasters. So that's what a SSSSS, because they're always having accidents. They never stop. They just don't tell us about them, okay? Poison, a history. This isn't about radiation, but I read this one, and it is highly informative into how these people's twisted, degenerate minds work. So that I found out that during the liquor prohibition, the United States government was producing wood grain alcohol, which is highly toxic. And they were just like bootlegging it out to the common citizens. I mean, as I say, these different places, Fact Feast, a YouTube channel, when you see how brutally white people treated their own white people, you know they've only been pretending with them for a little bit, and so that they could use them to take over vast stretches of territory. And now, game's over. Game's over, right? But white people, they a little mindless, the overwhelming numbers of them. And I'm not just talking about the ones in the trailer parks. I'm talking about the doctors, the lawyers, the business people, the pilots. I'm like, God damn, there was a 17-year-old white girl who died crashing in her, I think it was a single engine aircraft. She crashed, excuse me, just this week. And that's just one. There's so many, there's always many people crashing. They don't tell them pilots a damn thing. 17-year-old girl. I thought they love and cherish their little white girls. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't give a damn. They ain't going to tell them a thing about the Wigner effect. Right? Now, I get white people, you get your feelings hurt coming up on this channel. Don't. Just don't. If you can't handle cussing out the genociders, you don't belong here. Okay? They're killing you and yours. So on Fact Feast, I look at the way they treated all them friggin' unwashed masses, and then they brought them on over here to the United States on a theory there was milk and honey and gold in the streets. No, that was a lie. They knew it was a lie. But that's how they control populations. And we had just been emancipated. And so they needed to control the fact that, once we are on point, you can't stop us. You can't stop us. So they brought in all these Irish, all these Italians, and then said, oh, look, them darkies over there, kill them. And then they would go off of the slightest provocation that was made up and plastered all over the media and burn our communities down. So that all those beautiful black towns wiped off the map. Yeah, like I said, they get a kick out of that sort of thing. Right? And so, yeah, they lied to you, white people. But you like being lied to. So, poison power, the case against nuclear power before and after 3 Mile Island by John W. Goffman. Great respect for John W. Goffman. He was one of the makers or the scientist on the Manhattan Project. He was a strategically important scientist too. And later on, I don't know how truthful he was, but his stuff is like, I'm like, okay, I think you were really telling the truth, because he said that all them dudes working with him, including him, should have been brought up before a Nuremberg trial. Okay? Because they knew. He said they knew what they were doing and how deadly it was to all life. And they kept on doing it. Okay? So respect to John Goffman. He dead now. Poisoning the Pacific. Whoa, what they did to the Pacific. The U.S. military secret dumping of plutonium, chemical weapons, and Agent Orange. Population control through nuclear pollution by Arthur R. Tamplin and John Goffman. And, radiation, protective foods. I have my own. Mine is more complete. Okay, I'm just being honest. But at the same time, salute to Sarah Shannon for putting this together, right? Because it's the only book that I would even dare to put on a list. I have another one, but when I was reading it, I was like, this will get people killed. So you've never heard that title from me, okay? So Radiation Protective Foods by Sarah Shannon. Radioactive Baby Teeth, The Cancer Link by Joseph Mangano. Salute. Mad salute to Joseph Mangano. That man, he's relentless. He's the one who got the banning of nuclear bomb testing because he conducted the baby teeth experiment where they got all the teeth that were coming out of the children's mouths naturally and crushed them up and tested them for strontium, which they found in huge quantities, all depending on where these bombs were exploded. But they were found everywhere where the milk was distributed. And remember, I've read it before from Sternglass, they sent milk directly to the Black community. Okay? So, mad salute to, because he's done more than just this, but he is one of the best. All right? So, radioactive cesium in the heart, this is one I've read by Professor Yuri Bandashevsky. Oh, he's also a doctor, I guess, but not that necessarily means anything. It's not about being called a doctor. It's about what are you a doctor of? Are you truthful? Are you a liar? Are you bowed down to Klaus Schwab? Right? Eating the bugs? So radioactive cesium in the heart, pathophysiological aspects. That was just very explanatory. I don't recommend it because it's real dry. Raised in the shadow of the bomb, Children of the Manhattan Project. I don't recommend this one. I actually did attempt to read it, and it's one of those whiny, it's all about, me. Like, no. It's about the whole friggin' world, okay? And they were just going over their own particular personal problems. I'm just saying. I'm not mad at Deborah Leigh Steinberg. It just is not very good. I put it up there for the heck of it. Restricted Data, The History of Nuclear Secrecy in the United States by Alex Wellerstein. Romancing the Atom, Nuclear Infatuation from the Radium Girls to Fukushima by Robert R. Johnson. This is just sort of like a coffee table type of thing. I don't think you get too much information out of it, but I haven't read it. Secret Fallout. This one I've read. Low-level radiation from Hiroshima to 3 Mile Island by Dr. Ernest Sternglass. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You read this, and you will know. You will know. There'll be no more doubt. Okay? The crime, and this one. The Crime of Chernobyl. The Nuclear Gulag by Vladimir Chertkov. Whoa, salute to Vladimir Chertkov for getting all his data together and putting it in some place where people like me could find, where people like you could find it. So you know what's going on and why they're getting insane. And I have to finish about what Klaus is saying, right? The Gentle Killers, Nuclear Power Stations by Ralph Grau. Ralph Grau was also good. I've read one of his, I think it's coming up, but I'm just saying, I haven't read The Gentle Killers. The Hidden Messages in Water by Masato Emoto. I read this. It's a real tiny book, but it's so beautiful. It really is beautiful, where this professor discovered that you could change the structure of water with prayer. I used to recommend all these different solutions when I first started, because I just was like, oh, people should know that there are possible solutions to all of this. But it's like they keep upping the distractions that now I'm just like, I got to be like a comedian up here or whatever. I don't. But at the same time, I'm, kind of stepped away from, and here are the solutions. Okay. The Making of the Atom Bomb by Richard Rose. I don't trust that one, but it's got detailed data. The Next Nuclear Gamble, Transportation and Storage of Nuclear Waste by Marvin Resnikoff. And finally, yes, this is what you should do. You should go get this book with the picture. Okay? Because please do not fall for the lie that we are the worst people on the planet, and so that you ignore a sister who, with almost no resources whatsoever, has been fighting day and night to provide these solutions for you. Because without you, there is no me. You think I want to be stuck on a planet filled with white folks? Oh my God, they would just tear me from limb to limb. Okay? They would say, oh, thank you for all the remedies about the radiation, but get out! Okay? I'm just saying. The pet cow effect. This one I read. The devastating effect of nuclear radiation on human health and the environment by Ralph Grau. Very highly informative. Taught me about superoxide dismutase, which you fortify by eating foods rich with manganese. What is it? It's the hard outer lining of each and every cell, so that only what that cell needs to fortify it is getting on through. That means any radioactive isotopes that you've eaten, they aren't going to get on in and cause genetic damage. That's powerful. But I didn't find that out until I was almost at the end of the book, and it's a pretty damn dry book. And then I came across it, and I was like, oh, what? Why did you say that at the beginning? Right? Because he was probably saying, if you're going to read this book, you're going to have to read it to the end. You're not going to get the best at the very beginning. Even though it's got some, let you know when you run across anybody who's pro-nuclear, know they're out their goddamn minds, or they're just a straight-up liar. They're evil as hell, most of them. Evil people. Oh my God, how could you do what you do? Right? The plutonium files. I read that one. I should take it off the list. I don't recommend it at all because it is a shill type of book where it gives you the impression that it's no big deal. No big deal. And yes, it is. All right? The Poisoner's Handbook. Murder and the Birth of Forensic Medicine in Jazz Age, New York. I read this one. This was another. You understand why these people love poison? The Radium Girls. I read this one. Wow. The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore. I thought it was Kate Brown, but no, Kate Moore who wrote that one. The Woman Who Knew Too Much. I really want to read this one about Alice Stewart. She's the reason why pregnant women don't get x-rays anymore, because the babies were coming out all messed up and the mothers would get messed up too. Okay, so salute to Alice Stewart. And it looks like a really good book. So I look forward to reading about somebody who just did what she had to do, right? The Secrets of Radiation. White people, you used to fight. What the hell happened to you? Oh, right. Pickup truck and Coors beer. Okay, that's enough to join the satanic cult. So, Voices from Chernobyl. The Oral History of a Nuclear Disaster by Svetlana Alexeyevic. I think that's it. Okay. I haven't read it yet, but there's a lot of her work that's in the crime of Chernobyl. So she literally was just getting testimony from the victims. And Dr. Yuri Bandashevsky said that 1 million people died, like right immediately with Chernobyl. They just lie about it. And I think you could even see articles where they're like, only 6 people died, or the, what is it? I forget what the dozen or something who go up on the rooftop and were literally I think they had 2 seconds, to grab a piece of graphite and throw it off the side of the building. They all died. I think it was like 100 or more of them. But then there were others who were close enough to the disaster who their bodies just melted slowly and surely. and they were given thoroughly inadequate compensation. That's all in the crime of Chernobyl. But Yellow Dirt, I look forward to this one too. An American story of a poisoned land and people betrayed by Judy Pasternak. Or forget all of these. Well, I'm being a little bit, commercial with that. All right, get them if you can, but this is the one that is the most complete as far as means and methods of getting that crap out of you, fortifying your body, because we're eating it. There ain't no way we're not. I'm eating it. Okay? And so let me get on out of here. I don't need that right now. I don't know how I got over to that subject, but I needed to talk about that. Oh, yeah, I was going over the history of what I'm watching in terms of, oh, no, those are my subscriptions. That's the history. In terms of finding out how despicable China is. I mean, goddamn. Let's see if I can find it in my bookmarks, because I had to start a whole category for just China alone. Where is it? There it is. Right? Because China is just all the crazy. Let's see now. Prison for purchasing a house. Chinese journalists. Let's see. A new experiment in state inside humanoid robot for educated staff. Oh yeah, white people. I'm not saying it was a good thing they were stabbed. I'm just saying that, that's the, don't go to China. That's all I can say. China plants fields of, oh, that's it. That's the one. Come on. Okay. This is wild. Where this is one of the things that let me know, oh, this is on purpose what's happening in China. It's not by accident. Yes, they are completely amoral and depraved. But at the same time, they're doing some stuff that just makes no damn sense to dispirit the people who live there so that they give up hope. They've got a field where it's just steel bars and they put rocks on top. Now, this one has a particular reason. It's because each province in China, I'll call them province because I'm not sure exactly, or district in China, they are thoroughly responsible for their own behinds. And so everybody's running out of money because China kicked out all the foreign companies. They put a nix on any privately owned businesses. Everything, right? Not everything, but pretty much all of it is state run. State run, don't run. And so they're losing massive quantities of money. And folks are losing their jobs. They can't pay the things that they used to pay for. Ain't nobody buying real estate, which used to be the way that the different districts would get their money, was primarily through land sales. They're not getting it. But in China, graft and corruption are off the charts. And so when they don't get money, the local officials don't get money, they'll find ways to ensure that they can keep that tab going. And so this, they know in order to look productive, because China, the head, Xi Jinping, they're only going to give help and projects to those districts that look like they're successful. In China, they can't stand poor people. So if they see that your district is failing, they're just like, well, oh, well, get in line, right? And so they'll plant, they did this with the rocks because it would look like a field of cotton. Really, literally. If you were flying over in a helicopter. And so they would say, oh, okay, that's good. It's cotton. Okay, do that. All right. Now, the other thing that I want to showcase, though, with this is they've been making art that is meant on purpose to be disturbing, to, like, they are pushing all of the, LGBT alphabet lunacy on us and saying, no, that's really a woman, right? And every time I read a headline, I just, in my head, when they see them say it's a she, I'm like, no, that's a he. That's a disturbed person. And I'm not going to go along with a society that is intensifying their mental discombobulation, right? So they're doing things to us here to make us feel destabilized. And they're doing the same thing in the ways that they can in China, because they are not about to, push the homo stuff to people. Now, this is the sculptor here, and you see, ordinarily he'll do stuff that's quite reasonable. But this is one of their revered philosophers, and he put him with his tongue hanging out. The sculpture looks absolutely awful. It looks awful. Okay, let's try to get it right there. Okay, and it's on display. It's gigantic. It's big. I'm trying to get that right there, but I can't. Come on now. Come on, go. Let's get it. No. Oh well. It's almost as big as a building. And it's right in everybody's face. Nobody can say a damn word about it. There it goes. Okay? Nobody can say anything about it. And it is ugly as hell. It's like what they did with Martin Luther King's statue, where it looked like a penis. And I had said, that's not an accident. Where he just had his arm. It's supposed to be him and Coretta Scott King embracing. And it was just disgusting. That's on purpose. It's to demoralize you. So you feel a sense of forebodings and hopelessness, when sanity is all the hope we need. And if you're sane, and I know I am, we could. They're the ones with the problems, okay? And so this one here also, in China, you don't run around fat. There's plenty of fat people in China, but you don't build gigantic statues celebrating fatness. And they're all hugged up on each other. These are not huggy people. They are not huggy people. Okay? So for something like this to be put on display in a very traditional society, that's on purpose. And there's so many of these statues that are being created in public realms, and folks are like, what the hell is this? I don't know. Oh, and this guy, son, I forgot what he did. Look at him. He looks like Silly Porter. Okay, I guess that's as like limp-wristed as they can push on the Asian people, and they use art. Art is one of their ways of introducing the next level of depravity. And I'm an artist. I don't do art anymore these days. But I'm just saying, oh no, not in China. Not in China. This is not something that would make them want to bring their children around, the little couple children they have, because this whole idea that Asians are the smartest people on the planet, hell no. Because they've adopted this Bailan thing, which is lying flat. They also have these 10 no's where you don't, have any children at all. How are you going to continue your people if you don't have any children? Right? So you don't have any children, you don't get a job, it's like if Black us were embracing something like that, don't you know how trifling they would portray us as? Okay? What? No job, no house? Okay? That's what they do to us already. Where if you historically you look at it, people all over the world, when they are oppressed, it doesn't fan out well for them. It's very mentally destabilizing to feel like you're the most hated people ever. That's why we got swirlers and bedbugs who look ridiculous, who are ridiculous. They know not a goddamn thing. They are the stupidest people on earth because that melanin is so mighty. It's so mighty. Oh my God, this reminds me of the new Kendrick Lamar jam, Not One of Us, where it's about him and his beef with Drake. And oh my God, I want to like Kendrick, but I don't. Right? That's because he's using us. He's using us when in the music video where he's dancing with his pale wife. I'm just like, oh, there it goes. There's old Kendrick again. Because I remember when he had one where it was a rap where it was about the darker the berry. But all the darkest dancers, he cut their heads off. All you saw with it, and it was one where a sister had stretch marks. That's beautiful. I didn't think anything wrong with that. But then when he showed the love interest, where you saw her face, she was all pale. I was like, would you stop? I could almost say, I might as well say it, nigga, stop. Okay? So I'm just saying, in terms of these swirlers and the bed bugs, Kendrick Lamar actually envies Drake. He wishes he was as light skinned as Drake. Because why would you piss your melanin away like that? Now, I'm not mad at him. At least he married a sister, if she's light skinned. I'm mad at him because of the hypocrisy of his rhetoric. So he can maintain his career where he pretends, yo, I'm super hood. And no, you're not. Right? Just, I'm tired of the lies and the liars. Don't get up in front of me and you full of crap. Okay? Because I'm done. I'm done with it. So this is another one where I can't remember the reason before. Chinese people, this is just like such an affront. It's some historical reason or whatever. They got, let's see, oh, there was a chick. Oh, this one right here, where this is the figure, the historical figure, and this is what they put up there where her neck looks like an exploded turtle, and it's just ugly as hell, you know? And they have this statue is gigantic. It's gigantic. And they have it in, it's meant to, as I say, demoralize the people so that they feel like, what the hell's going on in China? And so they'll just like lie flat. Why would you want your people to not have hope? Because you want to kill them. That's my conclusion. Fully. That's why the World Economic Forum was being held in China, right? This is a giant cabbage. It's just like, really, dudes, really? Right? This is another one where they're like, it's so ugly. There's no reason for it. And this, oh my God, gotta get that one. Where is it? Come here. No. Oh, gotta get that one with the legs. Okay, I can't get the one with the legs. I'll just show it right there like that. Look him. Ah, that's how I get it. Nope. Oh, I can't get it. Ah, I got it. Literally, look at this. This is ridiculous. It's a globe, a giant globe on legs walking, and then there's a priest or something. They would never put a priest up there, or it's probably a monk. On top. Oh my God. Oh my God. And this one right here. Let's see. What was that one? I think that one isn't so bad. But it's just that they're not really into all the kissy stuff. And this is so ugly. It's so ugly. Okay? It's gigantic. It towers over the area they're in. Let's see this. That's a bridge there. I can't see the bridge. But I mean, these things are like, oh, there it is. What? What? They say that and this one here. Oh my God, this isn't a place for children. This is a place for children. They're saying that, these other ones with this, frightening there's another one with frightening stature. It's giving children nightmares. I don't think this would necessarily give the children nightmares, but it's giving them more ideas than they need to have. And this one, total pedophilia here. Total pedophilia, where this is supposed to give respect to the elders. The elder is sitting there with his little dangly thing hanging out, and this is supposed to be his wife and daughter, both of them naked. What? What? Okay? This is what's going on. That's why I looked at this, I said, oh, okay. This ain't an accident. Oh, this is the one that gives the children nightmares. I can see why. Okay, I just wanted to highlight that one because it's intense. It's intense. What's right in front of our faces, um, and we're just like, oh, okay. That sister in New Jersey, she's telling the truth about the radiation, but nobody else is talking about it. So maybe it's not that big a deal. She seems a little bit hysterical about it. That's crazy. After all them books, that's crazy. Okay. So this was the headline I ran into this morning that made me say, I don't think I could even get up here and just record and have it be under 5 seconds. So watch. Klaus Schwab says humanity must be forced into collaboration with globalist elites. I was like, maybe they're exaggerating or something. So I've never heard this man's voice in my life. I went to listen to this, and that is literally what he says. That's literally what he says. Okay? To drive future economic growth, we must embrace innovation and force the collaboration across sectors, regions, nations, and cultures to create a more peaceful. How you call that peace and you're forcing me to do what you tell me to do? That ain't peace. That's oppression. Inclusive, sustainable, and I forget what it says over there. Something, whatever was on the Georgia Guidestones. That'll do. Okay. Whatever's on that is implied in that statue in Jersey City with the young lady with an old man's hand in front of her lips. Oh, that'll do, pig. Okay. So I'm just saying that Klaus got the warning. He got the warning because he's a friggin' punk. He's a punk extraordinaire. And when I just happened to I was so happy. I was so happy I did this share about Diddy versus Klaus Schwab. Because I was just like, they were knocking at his door. They were telling him, yo, dude, you got to up it. So for them to publicly admit that they intend to be our full-on oppressors, that's to just acclimatize all of us. It's like, back in slavery days, when it was legal on the books to own a full human being, like they were incapable of any more rational thought than a horse, or let's go on back, come here, Renfield, or Renfield. Eat the bugs. You will own nothing and you will be happy. That's not possible. If you're human, that's not possible. And so they've just been working on us with, oh, there's an overpopulation problem. Only of assholes. Only of them. Right? So that's it. That's all I have to say. Let me come on over in case anybody's here. I don't know. They make sure I don't get any people watching what I do. And it hasn't stopped me from talking about what I talk about. All right. Oh, wow. 21 people. Okay. That's nice. For me, that's real nice. As soon as I finish, it'll say 0. It'll say 0. So let me greet you. Oh, no, let me not come on over here. I'll go over to the channel because that works out better. Oops. Oh, right. I don't need that. Okay. Here. And there we go. All right. Here we go. Let's mute that. And no, I don't want easy downloader. And let's take it out. Hop out. There we go. All right. I love you, family. I love you so much. No doubt. You are magnificent. You have no idea. So, some of you, many of you do. I'm just telling you. I'm here because you're here. All right. So, Peace, Sister Shelly, and Brother Ryan, and Brother Warrior Status. Let me start that over again because I want to say your full name. Shelly Kaysen, Ryan James, Warrior Status, Brother Ryan James again, beloved Adam Guidry, and Sister Zissa the Artist. Yay, you caught alive. That is so cool, Peace Sister. Oh, that's a warrior queen right there. And Brother Nano John, how you doing, King? It's so good to talk to you. And Brother Knowledge Seeker, and you were diagnosed with leukemia and lymphoma. Damn, yeah, the leukemia because your bones are the producers of the blood cells. Yeah, that, and the blood is going all over the place, so it's going to reach your lymphatic system also. I recommend the book. I recommend my book, and it's that simple because I can't remember what the. Oh, it's not the apricot kernels. Oh, it's in the book. It's in the book. I kind of, like I said at the beginning of this, I stopped mentioning the solution so much because I'm trying to shout louder than all these damn distractions they keep throwing in our faces. And so, yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that, Sister Shelley. But it's curable in my firm, loving conclusion. It is curable. Okay? I'm not joking with you. But you got to do the right thing. You got to ponder what are you also eating that is not assisting your body's ability to destroy cancer cells. Because even without the radiation deluge in a healthy body, 10,000 cancer cells are birthed every single day because there's free radical damage just from breathing. Just from breathing. All that oxygen that gets utilized, it creates radicalized oxygen atoms. And they're very dynamic. Oxygen, like if you need a fire, you get a lot of oxygen. Okay? So it's very dynamic in your body, and that'll also cause damage. But in a body that's given the tools to help itself, you can turn those cancerous cells either into an apoptotic state, apoptosis, that's it, where they just commit cell suicide. And there's different, like a lot of colorful food, vegetation has the phenolic compounds. I don't know if it's, but it's the stuff with the color saturation, that they have compounds that will tell your cells, you don't want to be doing what you're doing, and they'll just die away. Now, the problem with the leukemia, I just remembered, I was trying so much to remember. The problem with leukemia is it's in the bones. It is damn hard to get inside them bones. But DMSO, look that up, and I have how you can apply it in your day-to-day life, is a solvent that actually will get into your bones. And if you're taking it in conjunction with things that will alkalinize your bone matter, such as baking soda or liposomal vitamin C, and then it will seep into all those little porous nodules and evaporate your leukemia cells as far as I have researched, and I've researched far. Okay, so look into DMSO. I didn't list the book that I got, but you could get books about what DMSO does, how to apply it, so you're doing it safely, because you're messing with something that, I mean, you could put DMSO on one region of the body and it'll just get absorbed, and everything in that general area will be affected by whatever you coupled it with. So you don't want to do that just lightly, all right? But yeah, that's what I learned, is one to cure, to get rid of cancerous cells inside the bone, right? Um, and so let's see if anybody else that I miss. If I miss anybody's name, I always try not to, but I always wind up doing that, and it's just annoying for me. Because I know that you might be saying, "How come she didn't see me? I'm sitting right on up in here, and she went right past my name and didn't say a word." Oh, everybody say that radical sister's so nice, but I know. I know the real story. I'm just saying, beloved knowledge seeker again, and beloved McKinley Smith. Oh, thank you. I love you too, McKinley. And Mr. Jones. This is one hell of a Sunday share. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Thank you very much. Ooh, I can't wait to finish my next novel. Oh, I don't want to say anything because I can't say anything. I just have to finish it. That's all you can say. Oh, Brother Nano, thank you very, very much. It's necessary. I'm glad that I put the work in, because if I hadn't, I'd have hit my 60th birthday feeling like a jerk, a capital jerk. I have no intentions. I don't know how these agents and operatives live their lives knowing they are capital jerks. That's why I stay positive and blissful. And also the exercising helps. So my meme, right? Yes, I did a pull-up. It was incredible. I'm still happy about that. But I don't know. Like, I was even watching Crystal Carrison the other day. I just went to see it. She's still around, and there she was. And there was a video that she did where she looks so friggin' like awkward, just awkward. Like everything out of her mouth, her soul knew was full of crap. And it was so stiff, it was so forced, it was so artificial. I couldn't believe it. And I just thought, damn, that's a hell of a life to lead, where you know you are pitiful. I don't have that problem. That problem I ain't got. No matter what the heck happens, I can sit back and say, I did the right thing. I did what thinking people who refuse to eat the bugs are supposed to do, who want to protect the children from these freaking pedophiles and lunatics who are going to force collaboration with them on us. Hell the fuck no. Excuse me for cussing, but I am done. I'm done with these devils. Doesn't mean I'm violent, not in any way. No, they wish I was. It just means they're through. They're through. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. I appreciate you very much. Oh, you're saying that to Sister Shelley. Oh, yes. Agreed. 100% agreed. All right. Yay! I'm done. Let me get out of here. Mwah! Straight Black Pride. And we own this jammer for all time. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. I appreciate that. That means get to work, get to work, get the warning out. Go to 25,000. Let me go on over the 25,000 year cycle, as a matter of fact. Right? Because Dr. She, oh, Lord, that brother be working it. He put this whole thing together. There ain't nothing up here but healing, 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 healing. And he put, lecture from beloved Steve Coakley up here. Oh my God, I can't. When I look at Dr. She, I just say I am not smart enough to have been able to discern that man would mean everything to me, would transform my perception of breathing so completely. But he has. Right? It's not simply a matter that I'm like, partial to him, which I am. But why shouldn't I be partial to the Black man, especially one who saves my life, So that's what he put here. Because I said, oh, brother, you can't keep this just to me. I felt selfish. So who the heck am I? Who am I that I should just hear what you have going on and up in that head and all the knowledge you have, and I'm just gonna keep it myself. So come on over here, avail yourself of all our products as much as you specifically need. We're not here like Western medicine to keep you sick. We're here to assist you to healing, so then we don't ever see you again, right? And you are so happy, you don't even remember us. Dang, I just feel good. And you don't even say thank you. Why don't you say thank you, though? Say thank you. Okay, I'm just saying, right? You could call, discuss your issues so that you can know, right? Liver Max, Relax, all this, and my soaps and Herpes Stop actually works because he understands the biology of the herpes virus, where it hides, how it hides, what it does, how it does it, right? And the womb, uterine restoration. This man, he's his own man. I told him, please don't have that up there, but he does what he wants to do because he's his own man. He ain't ruled by me, right? Stuff about the nation. What else is there? Pine Power, that's vitamin D. Okay. Blackwood, because some brothers, you might be having issues, and this will help get you started, right? And that's a good thing. Diet Cure, stop diabetes, Immune Max, FSD, oil extract. You have to, full spectrum dominance. You have to ask him specifically what that one's for, but I know that one's potent. Royal blood, cardiovascular support, GI cleanse, that one works. And then at my books, he has a tab up here where you could go to my spot specifically in order to get my books. But right there's Furnace of Affliction. There's my other novels, This Black and This Black Nation. All right? How come, and I'm not the only Black writer out there. There's Brother Yapa Yapa, there's Sister Angela, his queen. They write books too. He sent me a link to a brother who's writing science fiction novels, did a compilation. I'm subscribed to all these different Black women, Black love writers who are writing books for and about us. How come you got these friggin' bedbugs up here saying that Sexy Rose or Sexy Red is the epitome of Black culture? And they aren't talking about us. Right? These people are liars. Liars. They're out of their daggone minds. And the Fukushima t-shirt. And then we go right back to our beloved Bob and Steve Coakley. Okay? So there you go. It's real easy. It's just 25,000yearcycle.org. Thank you very much, Mr. Jones, for even saying that, because it reminded me that, yeah, let's do it. Let's do what needs to be done to support our good people. Oh, peace, Brother General Mosquito. How you doing, King? And yeah, I'm done. Let me get out of here. Let's see. I do that. And then I go on over to StreamYard and hit end stream. You're amazing. Don't let anybody lie to you. And more than that, don't believe them.